So this brings me on to let's talk about the benefits of having an accountability partner, apart from, some of the things I've covered. And, it brings me back to when I talk about upgrading your peer group or your circle of influence, whatever you want to call it. The people around us have a huge impact on us. And, we have to understand this. There's this saying that, we become like we're like the five people we spend the most time with. And, this is very clear when you see, when you see people out there, especially when they're in masterminds and this sort of stuff. If you're spending time with 5 millionaires, then that is going to, you're going to become the sixth. That level of knowledge and what they're doing, how they're thinking, the actions they're taking, etc., is obviously going to have an influence on you. And obviously that's just like a financial example, but it's the same. It's the same with the people we spend the most time with. It has an influence on us because we see what they're doing, how they're thinking, the things that they're doing, etc. So having that level of understanding that the people around us is hugely powerful for ultimately the quality of our life. We want to look at the quality of our life, and a lot of that comes down to our level of personal development. So, and our actions are going to lead off that. So having those people around you, there's people who are going to encourage you to grow. You're going to count on each other. You're going to, if there's something going on, if life is coming along and it's giving you a big slap, and it's pushed you off course a bit, they're going to be the people who are going to have the tools and the mindset and the understanding to be able to to guide you along that journey. And it's really having an accountability partner. It's having that level of commitment. It's another stage to your commitment to yourself to growing, in that direction. And obviously, if you have an accountability partner, then, there's going to be that element of, you're not going to want to let them down effectively. You're going to want to show up as your best self because you can see that that's what they're doing and you want to be there for them, etc. So, there's that element of helping you more to be more committed along your journey of personal growth. But this brings me on to the fact that your accountability partner can be at a different level of personal growth. They could be, maybe they've been doing certain levels of development for a bit longer than you, but that's fine. It's not so much that you have to be at the same level. It's more that intention to grow. And then, there's going to be a mutual understanding between you that, you're dealing with this, you're dealing with this. This is the things I'm working on at the moment. This is the things that I'm working on at the moment. You don't have to be at the same level of personal growth. It's just that intention to show up, to try to actively improve yourself on a consistent basis. It doesn't have to be the same. We're all on our own journey, and that's stepping up to sort of higher levels of understanding that everyone is at their different level of development, whether they're actively in personal growth or they're not. And having that higher perspective helps us to really deal with other people, but also having an accountability partner who understands that as well. That we're going to be dealing with different things, but it comes down to the fact that understanding ourselves and just knowing what we need to do on our journey of personal growth, and then you can help and guide each other, because even if you're at different levels, you're always going to have different perspectives and different understandings on things that again is going to facilitate your growth as well. So the thing with having an accountability partner is if you have regular calls, then that's going to lead to regular growth, because if you're just speaking every couple of months or something, it's not the same. I have an accountability partner. I speak to them every week. I have done for years. And, I like to, I know that this has had a huge impact on my personal development, because we're both setting things. Sometimes, there's weeks where, we've both got stuff going on, and, we're not as productive. That's just life. But we understand that there are fluctuations. We understand that there's an element of flowing with life, and sometimes things happen. We're doing certain things, other things are going on, and it is fine, but it's just having that regular commitment. It really it leads to regular growth. And, you know, there's that element of being accountable to each other and really helping and guiding and facilitating each other's growth. But, you know, it's also having this other person who has a real understanding of you on probably a deeper level than most other people would do. You know, only a few other people that are close to you, because sometimes this journey of personal development can be a little bit lonely. It's a bit like the entrepreneur's journey, the business journey. I can relate to it in that way as well, because, you know, you're doing certain things that other people aren't doing, and you know, there's a level of much higher personal responsibility than most people take and most people want to take. So, you know, having that accountability partner, if there's something going on with your, you know, friends, family who don't really understand, you know, what you're doing, then you have that sort of reference point. You have another person who is understanding where you are, what you're doing, what you're trying to do moving forward, and that's hugely powerful. You know, it really helps us to, you know, move along our journey of personal growth and really be who we want to be, you know, express who we want to be and develop in all different areas. But